This is Ted Seifried of Zaner Ag Hedge coming to you from the CME floor, and I'd like to talk a little bit about the corn market here at the moment. We've seen some strength here recently, and a lot of that's been based on fund buying and spillover strength from the soybeans. Also, on the last USDA report, we saw a significant increase in demand for the new crop corn. Although we are expecting a very big crop, we are also expecting a pretty significant increase in demand, and the ending stocks that we are projected to have from the USDA came out a little bit smaller than what we were expecting. So corn has responded with some higher prices. However, we have been off to a rather quick pace of planting. We're not quite at a record pace of planting, but we're really also not far off of that. And in the meantime, we've had sort of rounds of showers that have, in many areas, given us some good subsoil moisture and a really good start to the crop. It's 71% good to excellent. It's not quite as good as what we had the crop at this time last year, but it's pretty close. And last year, we set our second highest national average yield at 168.4. So, that being said, if you look at corn here in the near term, while there does seem to be speculative interest and fund buying based on what the chart looks like, at some point you could see a pretty significant pullback in corn. So you might be looking at some short plays, whether it's short futures or long puts or short calls or a combination thereof. You could be looking at that in the near term. Longer term, there is some weather there is some concern for weather out into late July and into August. There's been a lot of talk of this El Nino transitioning into La Nina. We've spoken about it here before. And there has been some forecasts, and recently the NOAA forecast is also starting to reflect this to an extent. But there's some concerns that we might have some very heavy heat late in the growing season that could affect the corn crop negatively. So basically what I'm saying is that in the short to midterm, you could be looking at a short play in the corn, looking for a bit of a pullback because of the good start that we've gotten off to. But as we get into the month of July and a little bit further on than that, I'd be looking more at the long side of corn to see if that hot and steamy weather does appear and put some stress on this corn crop and possibly shrink up the balance sheet here a little bit. So could be an interesting ride here in the corn market here over the next couple months. Summer is generally a good time for weather markets and grains, but this year in particular, we might have a wild ride because, again, that wild card of that El Nino transitioning into La Nina. So stay tuned. Should be an interesting ride. In the meantime, this is Ted Seifried from the CME floor talking for Traders Exclusive. Have a wonderful day.